started my career by enabling people to talk to each other, irrespective of where we are. And this person was let go from his job because of his accent. We at Sanas have an opportunity to make life better for all 8 billion people on earth.
My God, that is a huge problem to solve.
The customer support agents, when they use Sanas, they have tears in their eyes. They are feeling so joyful.
Because everything is pretense.
Sanas as AI technology ensures that you remain yourself very authentic. However, in my humble opinion, not even sky is the limit for us. Now, if I have Sanas on these devices or the earplugs, I can be. We have grown in just 2 years from zero revenue to $50 million of ARR right now.
Beautiful, wonderful teaching, but tough to implement though, right?
Outside Silicon Valley in America, if there is one place where talent density is highest,
Yes.
is Bangalore. There used to be this sci-fi series called Star Trek.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah, Captain Kirk had this device called Universal Translator. This divine intervention which created Sanas, in my humble opinion.
So from the engineering science point of view, I'd like for you to maybe please tell us about that.
Perhaps proving that you can travel time as a dimension like you travel space as a dimension.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Simulated Reality. Well, today we're going to be discussing something which is, well, deeply human, our voice. It's actually how we are heard, understood, and, well, sometimes judged. What if technology could actually change that? Not by altering who we are, but by helping us to understand each other better. Today, we are joined by the Managing Director of Sanas.ai, Mr. Nitesh Varshney, who, well, has achieved that. Yes, by redefining global communication through real-time speech AI. He's a man who's truly a force of energy. He's gone through very deeply personal, transformative experiences. So we're going to be talking to him about that and a lot more as we go along this journey. And of course, he said this in his own words, which I believe defines the ethos at Sanas, which is clarity isn't conformity, it's actually connection. Welcome to the show, Nitesh. True pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you, Sudhi. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
So, Nitesh, it's been, well, 2 decades that you have been building, you have been in the engineering ethos. So what got you to, well, go towards voice? What sparked that bright idea?
So I've been in the communications industry for more than 2 decades. Started my career by enabling people to talk to each other,
Yeah,
irrespective of where we are.
right.
Earlier it used to be landlines, and then mobile communication technology came. I built it from scratch. However, that solved only one part of the problem. There are other human aspects of communications which were not solved until I met the founders of Sanas.
Oh, okay, very interesting.
So, it's a story why Sanas came into existence. So Sanas was built out of Stanford University, where 2 of our founders, Sean and Max, they're a friend, and this person went to a country called Nicaragua in Latin America.
Yeah.
And he was working in a contact center, and this person was let go from his job because of his accent.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
And when he came back and met Sean and Max at Stanford University, they both felt that this is unfair.
So I guess I was right, Nitesh, when I mentioned earlier that sometimes we are judged
Yes.
because
he
of
was
our voice.
judged
Yeah.
because of his voice, because of his accent, and they decided to solve that problem using technology, using AI. Our co-founder Sharad decided to join both Sean and Max to solve this problem. He's been a serial entrepreneur and solved many problems in past.
Right.
I would say it was a divine intervention
Nice.
when such an event happened. And these three founders continued on a journey which became a multi-year journey, solving problem related to accent, dialect, different languages over a period of multiple years at a science and engineering level.
You know, it's amazing that you just put it across so simply, but my God, that is a huge problem to solve. And the fact that you use the term divine intervention, do you believe, Nitesh, that everything that we do comes from a very deeply personal place? And I believe this, as you put it across, and thank you for sharing that story because it is, I believe, very close to your heart. But is it something that you believe in, that it has to be deeply personal for it to make that kind of an impact?
Yes. So when I met the founders of the company, Sharad, Sean, and Max, I felt that this is something which will give me a purpose in my career going forward.
Okay.
I made people talk to each other through mobile communication, irrespective of where they are. And through technology at Sanas, we are now making people talk to each other by being themselves.
Yes. Which I guess is the secret sauce.
Yes. Irrespective of what language they speak, what accent they speak, what dialect they speak, communication can be clearer using Sanas in between.
Wonderful. Which is actually that, you know, you said that they solved the problem through engineering and science, which is actually something which brings me to this thought, which is that how is the culture of, well, let's say a deep tech AI startup different from, let's say, large enterprise environments, and something which is, which started off with something where somebody had this emotion where it's unfair, and then building something which was completely out of the box. And obviously all of you are coming from very, wonderful backgrounds. You're coming from huge conglomerates in terms of the background. So I really want you to maybe get into that a little bit, that how much of the environment influences a journey like this.
So as human beings, we are sum total of the external stimulus given to us by our environment.
Sure.
Fact that humanity have so many challenges, the best way to solve those challenges is through technology. When you come from a large corporate, you sometimes realize that you know how to solve a problem, but it takes a lot more time to solve that problem. When you are working in a smaller setup, in a startup, the speed becomes part of your day-to-day life. Whatever you do, every decision you make has an impact.
True.
And you are driven by a purpose, a sense of accomplishment that you solved a problem. And as an engineer, that matters the most. Not just to me, but to every engineer.
I agree.
That you're solving a problem, and as you grow in your respective career, what matters more than anything else is the impact you create on the society. So I truly believe that technology can make life of human beings better.
Sure.
And Sanas, as a unique company, we at Sanas have an opportunity to make life better for all 8 billion people on earth. Because speech is so unique to all of us, every one of us.
That is the sweet spot that you just hit. But tell me this, Nitesh, in terms of the fact that as far as you are concerned, what was that moment that you realized, like you mentioned, obviously you had made people talk, you did it from scratch, and then this event takes place in your life, you move towards it, small company, small environment, everyone is very enthused about making this work, Every engineer wants to solve a problem. Fabulous. But there are obviously, given the fact that we are all humans, there is a sense of doubt. There is a sense of, well, will we be able to do it? Will we not be able to do it? Maybe, what was that moment for you that you realized, okay, wait a minute, we're on the right path and this definitely is the future? Because you were building it from scratch.
So, for centuries, when something different is said and done, people don't believe it.
Yes.
When Galileo said that Earth and the rest of the planets rotate around Sun, people did not believe him.
True.
And he was just stating the fact.
True.
So when the founders of Sana said that we can solve problem related to speech, making it more clear, making it neutralized from an accent perspective, we can have people talk irrespective of the language they speak globally. People didn't believe it, but here we are today. Few years down the line, we have solved these problems, very hard problems.
Yes.
We now have close to 750,000 users on Sana's platform.
Congratulations, and it's only going to keep growing, I'm sure.
It's only going to keep growing by leaps and bounds. We launched some of our products like accent translation, noise cancellation less than 2 years ago. We are growing by leaps and bounds. In fact, one of the hard technology problem which I'm trying to solve along with my colleagues at Sanas is how do we scale this technology, make it available to millions and millions of people. So the next generation of platform which we are building will support 100 million users.
Wow.
Across various use cases.
That's wonderfully aspirational.
Which we are solving for, yes.
Yeah. You kind of just summed up when you talked about Galileo, when you talked about all of those aspects and the journey. And I'm pretty sure that you believe in that one little thought, that energy follows thought.
Yes.
And it does definitely in your case.
Thought is an energy.
It is.
Okay. So, especially, I'm sure someday you will meet our founders as well, especially Sharad. Sharad talks about that everything is manifested.
Yes.
You first think about it and you believe it so much that the universe does not have a choice but to manifest it for you.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Okay. Coming to the fact that you as you mentioned earlier, that it was because of a very unfortunate situation that, the decision was taken. It was unfair that a person losing his job because of his accent, right? But I want to get into this aspect, which is that Sanas was born out of this personal experience. How is it that AI, the real-time speech AI help level, the playing field in global conversations, how did you all decide that, okay, we need to make it a lot more inclusive? Because one thought could be that, okay, this is an issue, let's just try to sort this out. But making it inclusive was, of course, a whole new level to which you had to get to.
Yes.
So I wanted to understand that as the journey in terms of the thought.
So, the story about, friend of our founders who were discriminated because of his accent,
sure,
the way he spoke, is actually a story of millions of agents in CX industry, in customer support industry. Right? I personally have witnessed that the customer support agents, when they use Sanas, they have tears in their eyes.
Wow.
They are feeling so joyful.
Wow.
It is not very common that you are abused on a customer support call by your customer because of the way you speak.
True.
And CX industry agents are hired not necessarily for their talent, but how they're able to mimic an accent.
Right.
Which in my humble opinion is fake.
Yes.
It is not authentic.
True.
You are who you are. And Sanas removes that barrier. Okay? You remain who you are, authentic self, and continue to talk in your own authentic voice, and everything else is taken care by Sanas. And from a business perspective as well, it improves all the business matrices in a dramatic manner.
Yeah.
So we have the top BPO customers, various enterprises who use Sanas technology now. When we work with them, they have reported improvement in multiple business matrices, whether it is customer satisfaction score or it is time to resolve an average call being landed at a customer's desk. Number of escalations are dramatically reduced. In fact, at a humanity level, their attritions dramatically go down because their agents are happier, and happier agents mean happier customers.
Absolutely, you're right. Because I was just thinking about it as you were walking us through this entire thought process. Isn't it so simple? At the end of the day, the moment you're actually not pretending, because everything is pretense.
Yes.
And I think you've hit the nail on the head that the moment you have a sense of belonging to your own self, you have a sense of authenticity, everything else just changes. Everything else just vanishes. The fears are gone. Everything else is gone. So was that probably the thought in terms of right at the get-go, that maybe we will hit that emotion, make sure that everyone blossoms through that perspective? Or was it something that all of you kind of stumbled upon?
So, speech is very unique to every individual. So all 8 billion people on Earth, on planet Earth, have their unique voice signature.
Yes.
Right? When we meet our friends, why do we enjoy that setting? Because usually with friends, we are ourselves.
Yes.
We're not pretending.
True.
We're not trying to put our role.
Most of the time.
Most of the times. And I think that authenticity matters a lot. So Sanas as AI technology ensures that you remain yourself very authentic and be understood by the other person. Okay? And that automatically brings joy. When as a person, when you talk, there are certain nuances which are very unique to yourself.
Yes, true.
The way you take a pause, the way you express your emotion. Okay? I'll give you an example from my own life. I have family who live in US, my brother and sister. When my brother calls me, without looking at his number on my phone, when he says hello, I can figure it out. This is my brother calling me.
True, that is so true.
Okay? His accent has changed over a period of 2 decades.
Right.
It's not the same way he used to say hello earlier.
Absolutely. Fair point.
Yeah. Sanas does that in real time for everybody. And that's just one problem we solve.
That is just one issue.
Just one problem we solve. So many of these things happen when the purpose takes higher precedence than all other commercial interests.
Beautifully put.
Okay? Magic happens.
Yes.
So the way Sanas was created, and that's why I said it was a divine intervention, that event happened in somebody's life, and friends decided to address it because it was unfair. And everything else just unfolded.
From there,
we now have solved noise cancellation as a problem.
Yes, that's a big one.
So, irrespective of where you are, you can be in Bangalore traffic, the notorious
one. You had to bring that up.
I had to bring that up, being in Bangalore. Or you can be at the airport. You can be at home where dog is barking. Okay? Any sort of environmental noise, you may be typing while talking.
Sure.
Okay? Sana is able to differentiate that noise from your authentic self voice. Okay? And without removing your authenticity, increases your clarity. So at a science level, Sanas operates at the sound engineering. So all the speeches and the dialects and the languages spoken in the world are based on something what is called phonemes.
Yep.
Sanas takes 10 millisecond samples of our speech, works on it at a phoneme level, transforms various aspects like language, like accent, removes all the background noise without taking your authenticity away, without taking your emotions away, without taking that small pause away, just like magic.
Which actually brings me to this. From an engineering lens, since we are getting into that direction as far as the conversation is concerned, I'd love to understand, how do you teach a machine, for example, to, well, translate accents in real time? You talked about noise cancellation, you talked about that from those factors. Without actually, and what are some of the hardest technical problems, probably, that your team has faced and is constantly, let's say, facing and is probably trying to overcome? Because we are looking at, well, like you put it, and Godspeed on that 100 million subscribers is where the vision is today. But what are the kind of issues or what are the kind of challenges? I'd really like for you to maybe share that with us, because it's a very dynamic ecosystem that you're dealing with.
Yes. So we have already solved many hard problems. As I mentioned, not taking your authenticity away.
Yeah.
Same time increasing clarity, taking care of reverb, taking care of surrounding noise. The challenge has been in doing it in real time.
Yes.
So we don't do any speech to text conversion, then text to speech conversion.
Right.
Sanas AI technology, which is our patented technology. Sanas is a native AI company, which means we build everything ourselves.
Which is wonderful.
Everything from scratch, and solving it in real time. So when you're talking to someone, you don't really feel that there is AI in between. That's something which we have all solved. The other hard problems we are solving now is to scale globally.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
We have, as I mentioned, about 750,000 subscribers on Sanas platform using various solutions we have. In fact, we recently launched our language translation B2C app, which is now being used by people across 76 countries. 25 plus languages are supported by our language translation app.
Wonderful figures, I must say.
Yeah. And what taking it to 100 million users globally,
yes,
is another hard problem. We're solving that as we speak. We are also looking at where else Sanas can go. The impact on humanity Sanas can create can be phenomenal. I can give you an example.
What are the few things that actually come? I was going to ask you. What are the few things that actually come up on the top of your head the moment you say that, in terms of the other problems?
Yeah. So take an example of 911 service in America.
Yes.
One can dial 911, irrespective of the emergency you may have, you are provided help.
Yes.
Now imagine you speak in a language which is not understood
by the operator,
by the 911 operator.
Yeah.
I'm told it can take up to sometimes 7 minutes, depending on the language you're conversing.
Wow.
Before you can get an help. That is a matter of life and death at times.
Yes.
Sanas technology can make that language translation happen in real time.
Fabulous.
Just one simple use case. There are similar use cases. In fact, the other day, me and one of my colleagues were talking about edtech industry. And we started calling few friends, and we learned there are more than 100,000 teachers in India who are teaching kids different subjects, including language, including math, science, outside India. And then we spoke to a few founders of these cutting-edge edtech technology platforms, and they were so excited to know about Sanas. Few of them immediately gave a go-ahead to deploy Sanas technology on their platform. So we are now integrating our tech with their platform, and it's just an amazing feeling to know
you're touching so many lives.
That the kids globally will learn better.
Yes.
From teachers sitting far away, irrespective of the language they speak, irrespective of the accent they have,
Yeah.
irrespective of the dialect they have.
Right.
And everybody can be themselves.
Because that's a huge one. I'll tell you why I say this. Is because I experienced it myself.
Mhm.
One of my professors was wonderfully knowledgeable, voracious reader, brilliant at explaining everything. But unfortunately, a lot of times, and I, would get lost in translation.
Yep.
It was tough.
Yes.
And a lot of times it was difficult. And I think that's a huge area which can embellish so many lives, to be honest.
So, Sudhi, you may recollect there used to be this sci-fi series called Star Trek.
Yeah.
So
my mother's favorite.
Yeah. So Star Trek
Captain Kirk.
Yeah, Captain Kirk, right? Had this device called Universal Translator.
I was thinking, my mind immediately went there, Nitesh, where I started to think, beam me up, Scotty.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my favorite line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this Universal Translator
Yes.
could translate any language of the galaxy.
Yes.
Okay? This divine intervention which created Sanas, in my humble opinion, is the beginning of something like that.
Wow. So
Yes.
that means we'll be able to speak with each other in Klingon eventually.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, but that's fascinating. That is wonderfully aspirational in
Yes.
terms of the way you're thinking as far as that is concerned.
Yes.
Which actually, what are the most exciting, for example, since we're talking about forward-looking, right? What kind of other innovations is Sanas looking at in terms of your roadmap? You've just mentioned the fact that noise cancellation has been something which has been achieved. Fact that real-time AI speech that's been legacy as far as the company is concerned. But what other innovations do you believe? Area is fair in terms of, let's say, 911 or EdTech, etc. But what are the constant other innovations that you're looking at, Nitesh? Because the sense I get from you is that you're constantly on this journey of honing and sharpening and honing and sharpening.
Yes. So Sanas is a category leader in this new AI category called speech AI, okay, where you deal with speech at a basic science level.
Yeah.
Before I answer a question, in fact, our team is so diverse. Our scientists are based out of many countries and they work globally together. We have our scientists based in Spain, Austria, Germany, Poland, Korea, US, India, and they all work with each other and they've created the beautiful technology called Sanas.
Clearly resonates the inclusivity aspect as far as Sanas is concerned.
Absolutely. However, in my humble opinion, not even sky is the limit for us. I would love to have Sanas in every device we carry with us. I would like to have a Sanas as an icon on my phone, your phone, every single smartphone shipped all over the world. You click that icon, Sanas is on.
Nice.
Magic happens. You click that icon on the receiving end, Sanas is on, magic happen. And it can do wonderful things. I'll give you an example, not that we are necessarily working on this problem right now. There are 1 billion plus people on planet Earth who have hearing deficiency.
Wow. Yes, you're right.
And with the constant use of these earplugs by youngsters,
yes,
the hearing deficiency will happen at an earlier age than what it has been happening in past. Which means that hearing deficiency will become even a bigger problem.
Wow.
Now, if I have Sanas on these devices or the earplugs, I can be a personal companion for you, compensating loss of your hearing deficiency in real time.
Fascinating.
Imagine, so my mom, with age, she's now 75. Her, capacity to hear have come down. And I've been requesting her, Mom, why didn't you take hearing aids? She doesn't want it. The doctors advised, because it's ugly,
Yeah, okay.
right? It's inconvenient.
It's inconvenient, yes.
Right? If I wish I could put Sanas in a phone and make the magic happen, someday we will.
Beautiful. And I only can just say, I mean, that's such a wonderfully poignant thought that you've conjured up. And I only wish that that can happen sooner than later.
Yes.
And I believe your team will be, I'm sure, working on it as we are speaking, or at least thinking about it.
I would like Sanas to be in every device shipped anywhere in the world, be it a mobile phone,
As
be it a laptop,
like a default setting.
be it a desktop,
Yeah.
which becomes a personal companion. I believe AI as technology
Yeah.
is not to replace humans, but to complement humans to operate at the best version of themselves. And Sanas is one such example.
Yeah, that's what it's true. I mean, the way you put it across, because obviously there is a lot of fear in terms of people when generally the sentiment is that AI will replace humans, AI will do this, AI will do that. But I think on the contrary, just the fact that this is the definition of how AI has complemented humans in a big way, and that is Sanas.
Yes.
Yes, I think, and moving forward, I think people should not really always go ahead and resist that kind of change.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And that is something I believe, I don't know, I get that sense that all of the team at Sanas and everyone at Sanas has embraced change and is constantly doing it, which is converse to well how the human race thinks. We always resist it.
Yes. Yes. So they say that change is the constant thing,
Yes.
the only constant thing in life.
Yes, yes.
The only time you are not changing when you're dead.
Yeah, fair.
Yep. And AI can be very personal. And Sanas is an example that how personal AI as technology can be. However, not giving up your humanity. I think at Sanas, what is very important for us is that we keep the human aspect of life intact.
And at the core, at the forefront.
Yes.
Yes.
And make communication clearer, that you're understood irrespective of the dialect you speak,
Sure.
the language you speak, the accent you may have.
Sure.
And you become more confident of yourself
Right.
and operate at a level where your talent is recognized and you are not limited
Yes.
by all these aspects of speech
Right.
which Sanas can solve.
Right.
And the world becomes a level playing field and
I
nobody
think
is
that
discriminated.
Yes. That's what it is. That's the magical mix, isn't it?
Yes.
Level playing field. And yes, the equal opportunity that everyone should go ahead and have. And may the best person, well,
Yes.
win.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to this. This is, of course, it's already being used by thousands of agents.
Uh-huh.
Right? In contact centers across regions like, well, India, Philippines, the countries you mentioned, across the globe, right? So how is it that it's changing their day-to-day experience? That is part one. The other aspect is, what does success look like to you as far as, or for that matter, the core team, the founding team at Sanas is concerned, which is beyond the metrics?
Yep. So from Gurgaon to Bangalore to Coimbatore to tier 2, tier 3 town in Orissa to Manila to Mexico City to Jamaica, Sanas is enabling hundreds of thousands of agents in CX industry
Right.
to be themselves.
Right.
Express themselves based on their talent, not worrying about how
How do they
speak.
sound?
How do they sound?
Right.
And Sanas takes care of they sounding better, clearer, irrespective of where they are working. If you go to a call center, BPO environment, you will find it sometimes can be pretty noisy.
Yeah.
You may even receive a call from your customer. Your customer can be in a very noisy environment.
Yes. Or he could be noisy himself. But
He could be noisy himself. Sanas takes care of all of that.
Right.
All of that. It of course results into more business for our customers. All business matrices are positively impacted by using Sanas as a technology. But what really gives joy to me, to everyone at Sanas, is the gratification you see on face of an agent. And it is irrespective of where they are, all over the world.
Wow.
Sanas today supports, from an accent translation perspective, we support all Indian dialects, Indian accent, on the source side. We support Filipino accent. We support now African accent. We support Middle East accent. And on our target accent side, we support American accent. We support British accent. In fact, now it's much easier for us because we solve the problem at a basic engineering and science level.
I would like for you to maybe please elaborate on that, because this thought definitely comes to my mind, is that it's so tough from, let's say, just the engineering and the science point of view, to get that dialect right, or for that matter, languages is one thing, but the dialects, just if you were to take India as a use case, the dialects are different. I mean, there's the nuances are so different. So how is it that you've been able to crack that? And of course, not just with India, you've cracked it across the world.
Yes.
So from the engineering science point of view, I'd like for you to maybe please tell us about that.
So, as our initial models which we built, our AI models, our AI algorithm which we built, we worked at the basic sound properties level. And then the same model is trained with hundreds of thousands hours of real speech data.
Okay.
Where all combinations of gender, combinations of speech coming from different noisy environments, combination of different dialects, different people from different parts of the world talking, and training our models again and again. We have refined our technology so much that today, in fact, we have a universal model now.
Okay.
Which can translate any of these source accent I talked about to any of the target accent.
Wow.
Single model.
Wow.
Okay. In fact, Sanas, the speech model is deployed, especially in CX industry, on some of the devices which are 10-year-old. It's a very small footprint. So we all are familiar with what we call a large language models.
Yes.
So Sanas has a large speech model, and we convert that into a small speech model.
Okay.
Suitable for our customers who are using devices within their environment, which may not be very cutting edge technology devices. True. And another very interesting aspect which Sanas does is we do everything locally on the machine. Okay. That's the beauty of our algorithm, which is so fine-tuned. So we do not take any data outside a customer's premises.
Nice. So
our customers don't have to worry about privacy.
Yeah, I was going to get to that you're automatically addressing those concerns.
Yes.
Right.
So it's a, and again, this is a problem not just solved, in a month or two. It's a multi-year journey.
Yeah.
It sounds very simple now, but it has taken many years. We launched our commercial model in 2024. Okay.
Right.
So we have grown in just 2 years from zero revenue to $50 million of ARR right now. In 2 years.
Let's do that. Let's share the number again. It's nice. It has a nice echo to it.
We had no revenue in 2023.
Wow.
Okay.
What was the belief though, Nitesh, that kept you guys going? I mean,
I think rather than targeting on these business numbers, business matrices, I think the founders and the core team at Sanas focused on solving hard problems. When you solve hard problem, take an example of language translation, which our team launched on October 15th. We now have a B2C app, which you can download. I highly encourage you and your viewers to download.
Sure, for sure.
Go to sanas.ai, and our app is available. It's available both on Android and
iOS
ecosystem. And try it yourself. Okay. So it's not what money you will make. It's about what problem will you solve. When you pursue purpose,
Nice.
right, everything automatically happens. My grandmother, when I was a kid, in her own words, she used to tell me, and I still remember it very well, that never go after money. Okay? Do something which gives you joy.
Right.
Help others.
Right.
Everything else in life will happen automatically.
Beautiful, wonderful teaching, but tough to implement though, right?
Tough to implement.
In one's own life.
Tough to implement, but when like-minded people come together,
Yeah, I think that makes all the difference.
that makes all the difference. Because then your energy attracts
Yes.
the same like-minded people.
Like
And that's how it happened.
Yes.
You know, these founders,
Yeah.
they did not start the company saying, oh, in fact, Sean, who's our CTO,
Right.
decided to drop from his undergrad studies at Stanford because he was so excited about solving this problem. He did not finish his degree.
That's wow.
Yes.
My God, that's true inspiration.
Yes.
That's true belief
Yes.
in the idea.
Yes. Yes. In fact, Sharad, who's our other co-founder, was actually invested in the company. And when he heard the story and he saw the potential, he actually decided to build it.
What about you?
Same thing happened with me. Who leaves a company like Reliance?
Right.
I've been with Reliance for so many years. My previous company, Radisys, was acquired by Reliance.
Right. Right.
I had the privilege of meeting Mr. Ambani,
Right.
attended his family weddings.
How was that, by the way?
Out of the world.
Yes.
Out of the
We
world.
only saw the photographs.
Yes. In fact, my wife and I attended the first, family wedding with Ambani's. My daughter was so excited about it. She said, "Next time I'm coming with you." So I think that's what matters the most. Purpose in life, what matters the most, and then you attract like-minded people.
Yeah.
It becomes joy solving problems.
So true. So when one looks at, let's say, like a $50 million annual recurring revenue, do you feel today that really doesn't matter? Because I guess that, I believe, was never part of the journey. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think the journey was started like that. And all these numbers, when Sharad talks about these numbers, he himself says we'll beat it.
Nice.
And the whole team unanimously, says yes, we will, Sharad. So I think at Sanas it's less about what numbers we do. We for sure are on a path to build a decathlon.
Nice.
I really feel humbled that we can do that as such a tiny small team. But it's absolutely going to happen. But more than that, we will leave a long-lasting impact.
How big
on
is the
humanity.
team? That actually, you said that.
We're about 100 people in India,
Nice.
and another 75 people outside India. So less than 200 people globally. Very diverse. We have
Fascinating.
across. That's why we appreciate the diversity.
Yes.
We appreciate that we all come from different parts of the world.
No, because I asked you that is because I imagine, my God, global impact. You want to, such a wonderful footprint that you're establishing. So, logic says, oh, maybe it's a huge team and it's all of that, but that's less than 200 people.
Yes. That's the power of AI.
Yeah.
And we prepared, a smaller teams will create bigger impacts in our world going forward.
Wonderful. Which obviously brings me to the fact that building in India going forward. I'd definitely like to pick your brain on that in terms of the fact that as far as, why Bangalore? Why now? Let's start there. In terms of the fact that you set up Sanas, the center is in Bangalore. But why now? Why here?
Yep. So first of all, the team in Bangalore at Sanas is part of a larger global team. Okay? It's an extension of team spread all over the world. Of course, the innovation started in Palo Alto,
Yes.
out of Stanford University with our founders. We continue to have an outstanding team based out of our Palo Alto office. We expanded that team, every function. So in India, we have scientists, and at Sanas, we just don't have speech scientists. We have speech scientists, data scientists, applied scientists. We have team which works on neural networks. We have team which works on machine learning. We have team which takes care of inference, taking a model from initial speech chunks to make it a continuous stream. We have team which works on a management platform which makes it scalable to 100 million users going forward. We have team which works on our app delivery mechanisms by which our algorithms can work on tiny desktops.
Nice.
Without taking any speech out of their environment. So in my humble opinion, outside Silicon Valley in America, if there is one place where talent density is highest,
Yes.
is Bangalore.
I agree, sir.
Challenge in Bangalore is not about availability of talent, is how do you identify the talent, how do you attract the talent, and more than that, how do you retain the talent?
True. True.
And I think Sanas has cracked that code.
Would you like to share a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah? How?
I think in my humble opinion, in tech industry, money compensation is hygiene.
Okay.
You can sometimes attract people for money, but that's not the way you retain them.
Okay.
You retain people by giving them a purpose and a culture which will enable them to achieve that purpose. So I work with all Gen Zs. In fact, I'm perhaps one of the oldest employee in Sanas.
Not at all. Not in spirit, for sure.
And I relate to Gen Z at Sanas because I have two kids, both are Gen Z.
Right.
My daughter, who is a budding doctor, finishing her MBBS, now doing her internship at St. John's Medical College in Bangalore.
Wonderful.
And my son, who's still in school, in his high school, I see them very different. I never challenged my father when I was growing up.
Yeah.
My default answer to my father always was yes.
Yes, yeah.
That's not true with my son.
Or else I used to pretty much duck my father, but yeah, that's another story.
So my son will say you're wrong. So Gen Z is willing to challenge this status quo. At Sanas, we have young engineers who are willing to challenge the status quo.
But but I want to add to what you're just saying. The fact that it's also, well, kudos to you that you're not being your parent, or you're not being exactly like your parent. Because that's a tough one, right?
Yes. So, innovation happens when there's no fear.
Correct.
Okay? You have to take fear of anything. Fear of failure, fear of not being able to perform. When people operate without fear, truly magic happens.
Yes.
You provide the environment where people can challenge each other, where people can express their ideas and opinions, where people are trusted to work on POCs, where people are given enough time, and that's I truly believe youth, especially I've seen innovation happens in Silicon Valley, but I see similar culture here in Bangalore. So we chose Bangalore. In fact, one of our founders, Sharad, is a Bangalore boy.
Okay. So that would have helped.
That helped a lot. We leveraged the ecosystem. He's been a serial entrepreneur, built many companies. He's been a founder of Practo.
Nice.
And many other companies.
Nice.
He invests in many companies. He's a champion of entrepreneurship. So we've leveraged that ecosystem, and we have a phenomenal team. I cannot be more proud of the team we have. in our Palo Alto office, in our Bangalore office, in our Manila office, in our office all over the world. Our scientists are spread everywhere.
With the kind of scale and with the kind of aspirations that we have discussed up till now, what is that one or maybe few special things that you look at, Nitesh, in terms of the team? And I'm sure a lot of people would be very, very curious to know, because I'm hoping that the team is only going to keep growing. So potentially maybe a lot of people would want to be a part of Sanas and this journey. So what is it that you maybe look at in terms of when you're scouting for that talent, that special magic that you...
Yeah. So I'll repeat what Sharat says. Okay, because I truly believe in it. What matters the most is intent.
Okay, nice.
Rest, everything will learn together.
True, actually.
So I look at the intent. So when I meet people, okay, I look at the intent. Are you willing to challenge the status quo?
I hope the intent was good today that you saw.
Sudhi, like I said, before we started talking together, that universe has conspired us to meet today,
which is a good thing.
Yeah. And now we're going to remain connected.
Yes, we will.
Forever.
We shall share our voice. Yeah, but that's true, isn't it, Nitesh? That at the end of the day, it's the fact that if the attitude is right, everything else follows.
Yeah. So I have a framework which I tell my team. You can speak to anyone in my team behind my back, and they'll say, Nitesh, a C1, C2, C3 framework. So I call it C1 plus C2 in the bracket multiplied by C3. C1 is competence,
right?
Okay, which is defined by your aptitude. Okay, what do you know? Your skill.
Sure.
C2 is your commitment, which is defined by your attitude.
Yes.
How do you take things up? When you commit, you deliver.
Yes.
At Sanas, we say that sun can rise from west, we will deliver on time.
Nice.
Okay. So, and C1 and C2 are additive. So it's C1 plus C2. But C3 is multiplier.
Right.
Okay? And C3 is what I call collaboration. It is what I call intent.
Yes.
Okay? Is what I call camaraderie.
Right.
Okay? So you can learn skill, competence can be built over a period of time. The C2 commitment, your attitude you bring to the table. Sometimes you build that attitude while you're growing up as a child. Okay? No matter how good you are with respect to your competence, no matter how committed you are as an individual, magic happens when you work together in a team. And that's where collaboration, camaraderie comes into play, which is a multiplier effect.
Yeah.
And I think Sanas, that is what really happens. So we have brilliant minds, which we were lucky to pick up. Honestly, I sometimes I feel we're just lucky to have the people who are with us today. But we all work together in one team, and we've done magic. And this journey of magic is going to continue.
Kudos to that, and of course onwards and upwards, which actually I want to, I've been wondering about this, but what inspired the name Sanas? Very unique name.
Yes, it is. It is. So Sanas as a word, combination of phenomes, can be pronounced like Sanas in multiple languages.
Ah, okay.
So is the ethos of why Sanas as a company was created.
Nice.
That no matter what language you speak, what dialect you speak, you will call Sanas as Sanas.
That's interesting. That is so interesting. That the fact that it just goes to that deep level of a thought, and so much was put behind that thought. Well done. Whose idea was it?
Our founders.
Okay, so we've cracked, as far as Sanas is concerned, the environment is, well, as you mentioned, is wonderful. It's collaborative. It's filled with intent and commitment. And as you said, that money is just hygiene, right? So that aspect is, well, pretty much on track. But as far as a startup energy is concerned, how do you maintain that? And how do you continue to go ahead and maintain that? Because I believe that's very important, right? We discussed this earlier, that decisions get taken a lot quicker when you guys are starting up, vis-a-vis, for example, the administrative red tape that you had to deal with huge conglomerates. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that is the soul of where Sanas is today. So retaining that soul, how do you still manage to do that?
So the positivity, believing that you can bring change, you can make other people's life better, okay, is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yes, true.
You know, once you start believing that, you start manifesting it. Okay? And energy then automatically comes. A good example can be, you know, being a parent. I'll quote as an example. No matter what time of the day or night it is, if my daughter were to call me and ask me something, it doesn't matter how hard day I had, how many hours I've been awake, I will just make that thing happen.
Yes.
Okay? So, because you own it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she's my baby, she's my daughter, right? When you run a company, you own it.
Nice.
When you lead a team, it's a privilege. You feel accountable for it. So
you feel humbled by it?
Absolutely. Sanas has 3 values which we live every day. You know, core of our ethos, and that's what the energy keeps going at Sanas. The first value of Sanas is customer obsessed. Everything we do, we're obsessed about our customers, solving challenge, their problems, and it's just not the companies we work for. It's the people behind those companies.
Nice.
Like I talked about, the call center agent cries with joy. There is no compensation in the world which can replace that.
True.
Right? So we are highly customer obsessed, which is one of our values. The other value we have as a company is innovate or die.
Okay.
Innovation is what keeps you going.
True.
Forever. Otherwise you will perish. Okay? And that we do in every product we build, every problem, use case we try and solve. Is always innovate. There's always a better way of doing it. There's always a faster way of doing it.
Sure.
And the third and the most important one, in my humble opinion, from a people perspective, is extreme accountability.
Absolutely.
So we hold all of us accountable. So to me,
that's a big one.
The culture is always top down.
Right.
So, you know, take an example of family as well. We cannot tell our children, don't do this, do that.
Unless you're setting an example yourself.
Are you leading as a parent as an example?
Yes.
If you would like your children to wake up early, do you wake up early?
Correct.
If you want your children to spend less time on devices, do you do that?
Agreed.
You know, companies are no different. You know, as leaders, all of us, our whole leadership team, global exec team, we lead by example, and we live these 3 values of Sanas in our day-to-day life. And this energy is just a byproduct, Sudhi. It automatically happens.
Yeah, because I mean, you've actually placed all the 3 pillars perfectly positioned. But one little follow-up before I want to get into the debate as far as your inclusion and the accent aspect of things. Innovation is obviously at the bedrock of everything that Sanas does. But tell me this, Nitesh, is it sometimes overwhelming that in terms of, wow, we need to constantly keep innovating? Does that sometimes, maybe weigh down on the fact that, I don't know, is there maybe a little, how should I put it, for the lack of a better word, a writer's block? At times that happens because innovation is constant creativity. So I just would like for you to maybe talk about that, because it's fascinating for you to and the team at Sanas to constantly keep innovating on a regular basis.
So when you create a new category in the industry. Let me give you an analogy. So take an example of city like Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay? Quick commerce, which is some of these 10-minute app delivery apps.
Yeah, true.
Right? Did not exist a few years ago.
Yes, they didn't.
Right?
And it's remarkable that they're still able to deliver given Bangalore's traffic.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
That has changed the way we live our life in the city.
Absolutely.
Right? And of course, it has positive impact, not just for us as consumers, but it has given employment to so many people.
So many people, yeah.
So the responsibility lies on the company when you create a category.
Sure.
Right? You have to continuously innovate.
Sure.
Okay? Sanas is a leader in speech AI as a category. We created that category. Okay?
True.
Right? We now have people, who are coming and doing the same thing. Okay? But it is the responsibility of the leader to continuously innovate.
Yes.
Okay? And
so with great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely. So it's not easy to create a category, which I humbly believe happened with this divine intervention.
Yes.
But it has happened.
And will continue to.
Now the responsibility lies on all of us. Many of us have recently joined Sanas. The responsibility lies on everybody, not just on founders. So now we are a family which is taking this notion forward.
Right.
And it's just a beginning, Sudhi, in my humble opinion. What Sanas has done so far
is just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
Abhi picture baki hai mere dost.
Abhi picture baki hai mere dost. Absolutely.
Which brings me to this thought. The debate, Nitesh, has been this fact as, the accent technology often sparks this debate. And I would like your thoughts on this, which is that some see it as well empowering, others worry it kind of maybe sometimes erases identity. Right? So how do you think about, let's say, the user agency, the dignity aspect of things, and the fact that where to draw that, let's say, ethical line, if at all, in terms of building technology like this?
So whenever something path-breaking happens,
sure,
there would always be naysayers.
True, which is true.
Isn't it? Fact that such conversations happen tells me that we are on the right path. We are on the right path, Sudhi.
Correct.
So to us, to founders, to us as a leadership team, to every member of Sanas family, it's actually a motivation to continue to innovate, and keep the authenticity, the human aspect of speech alive. Every product we build, every feature we deliver, we ensure that communication is clearer.
Yes.
You are heard and understood.
Right.
Irrespective of the dialect, the accent, you're talking. And you are never judged.
Which I think is the most important, I believe.
Right? It's easier said than done.
Yes, it is.
But that is where the true value which Sanas has created. And so some of these, it's perfectly okay for people to say things they want to say. To me, that gives me more energy.
Nice.
And motivation.
Wonderful.
To continue to innovate.
Yes. Which obviously makes it also, and again, I believe, that there is a sense of transparency, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That you bring to the table, that I believe everyone at Sanas brings to the table. Is that true in terms of the fact that there has to be transparency?
Yes.
Which has to be, which is going to build that trust with the users. If that is not there, then...
Yep. See, fact that, we have 750,000 users of Sanas.
Yes.
Accent translation, noise cancellation technology.
True.
Just in CX industry. Just in one industry.
Just in one, yeah.
Okay.
You're obviously tapping ed tech. You're talking about the 911
Yes.
emergency services, and others
Yes.
will follow. Yeah.
But we also give the power in the hands of the user.
Right.
Okay. So the app we deliver as part of our delivery mechanism, the end user have access to switch it on and switch it off.
Yeah.
They keep it on because they feel empowered with the technology.
Yes.
So to me, AI is a companion, a personal companion for every human being on earth to perform as the best version of himself and herself.
Sure.
And Sanas is one step in the direction.
Do you believe, though? I mean, this it's a constant, back and forth that one tends to have, which is the fact that how much should one share with AI in terms of for AI to not get into too many personal spaces, the safety aspect, the privacy aspect. How would you like to address that thought?
So that has been at the core when we are building a product. Okay? So what we have done, we have given the control of AI in the hands of our customer or users.
Right.
So we do not collect any data whatsoever. Okay? Our algorithms, our model is deployed locally on your machine. And even when we take it to other industries, we're going to continue to have the same delivery model.
Fair.
So you're not putting anything which you are concerned about, which is privacy of your customers' data, your own privacy. None of that is being stored anywhere on cloud or with Sanas. It stays with you, and that's where the beauty comes into play. Like I talked about, it's just not about building large speech models.
It is
taking those large speech model and building small speech model, which is working with you on your devices. So you don't have to worry about privacy. And it's important. In my humble opinion, privacy is very important.
Sure.
And one should not ignore it at all. So, the data privacy is core of every solution which we build and deliver.
Fair. The road ahead. I'd like to definitely feel excited about talking about that. You've already mentioned that there are certain things on the horizon. But I specifically wrote this down, which was that, so beyond contact centers, where do you see Sanas making the next big leap? We've talked about EdTech, we've talked about that. But since we both agree that picture abhi baki hai mere dost.
Yeah.
Where do you see that in terms of what does truly real-time human level speech understanding look like in your roadmap?
So Sanas has recently launched the language translation B2C app, which is now being used by people in 76 countries. We launched it on October 15, mind you.
Congratulations.
We are supporting 25 languages as of now, and we're going to expand that footprint going forward. And this language translation is more accurate than any other language translation available as a solution from even big companies.
What's the barometer? I just want to understand that in terms of the gauging of the fact, in terms of the accuracy aspect. How is there like a model that you say, okay, based on this particular benchmark, that it's more accurate vis-a-vis others? Just wanted to understand that for my own knowledge.
Oh, yes. There are matrices by which you measure multiple aspects of language translation.
Yes.
Okay? And accuracy is one aspect. And accuracy is more important, especially take an example of in CX industry.
Sure.
Or, I talked about the 911 use case.
Yes.
Or in healthcare industry.
Yes, or EdTech for that matter.
Or EdTech for that matter. So, and you will have to play between various parameters.
Yes.
If you want it to be accurate, then you might have to slow down from a conversion speed perspective. So creating that balance between accuracy, speed, naturalness of your voice.
Yes.
Right? Keeping the emotions intact.
Wow.
Right? Multiple aspects.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Removing the noise at the same time.
We tend to be so interesting that you just made all those thoughts, because we don't really realize that there's so many little nuances that they are there.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting.
Yeah. See, when you're speaking, they say it's not what you say matters, is how you say matters the most.
Fair.
Right? And this how you say is what Sanas preserves.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah.
While dealing with language or accent translation, for that matter. So these nuances is what Sanas, the scientists at Sanas, preserves and work on.
Right.
Just for language translation model which we have built, we had taken 18,000 hours of data to train our model again and again and again and again.
Wow.
That's how refined it is. And as of now, we have launched it a B2C app.
Right.
We are going to take it to other industry use cases, and scale it. To me, I would say Sanas has arrived when 8 billion people on planet Earth are using Sanas in one form or the other.
Wow, that's the big leap for sure.
So we have a lot of work to do.
Well, less than 200 people. That is mind-boggling.
Yes.
All right. So we are at that point now where it's a rapid fire.
Sure, shoot.
You're going to be...
Maybe I should straighten up.
You're going to do a little bit of like a warm-up or a few stretches here and there. All right. So if you're all set, let's go. So if you weren't building voice AI, what completely different career would you have chosen?
Interesting one. I think I would do something intersection of philosophy and metaphysics.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps proving that you can travel time as a dimension like you travel space as a dimension. Answering questions of whether there is multiverse or not.
Nice.
Answering question how we as beings have come into existence. Maybe become an author or a teacher.
You do realize, right, that since you've been so nice and kind to tell me that our relationship is only going to continue from here on, that's our second podcast.
All right, we'll do it, Sudhi. Yep.
One tech myth you wish people would stop believing immediately.
That AI will replace humans.
Very nicely put. So what's tougher? Fixing latency or convincing people that AI won't replace them? Well, you answered that. Next one. Your go-to stress buster after a day of, well, debugging humans and machines.
So I think my stress buster is when I'm talking to my daughter, listening to her stories of how she worked with that patient and this patient and how she helped human beings.
Nice.
That's a big stress buster. When I talk to her, I feel like solving technology problems are easier. Or listening to my son, who will tell me what he did in his robotics class, and he challenging me, saying you're wrong. So going back to family, spending time with my family is my stress buster.
I must say you're very blessed. You're very talented children.
Yes, I am indeed. Thank you.
Very blessed. Okay, so if Sanas could give you any accent for a day, which one would you pick and why?
I would not pick any other accent than mine.
Nice.
Because Sanas will take care of everything else.
Nice.
No matter with whom I'm talking, any part of the world,
right,
anywhere in the world, irrespective of the accent and the language, Sanas will do the magic.
Fair enough. Finally, if you were to define Sanas in one word, what would that word be?
Magic.
Perfect. Perfect. It's been a true pleasure having you with us on Simulated Reality. And I just can say the fact that we could have gone on and on as far as the conversation is concerned, because there is just so much that we still need to cover. Like I had mentioned earlier, that second edition of the podcast is going to be right around the corner. But I have to truly say this, that you brought a beautiful voice today to Simulated Reality, and we are very grateful for that voice to echo on this platform.
Thank you so much, Sudhi. It's been an honor and sheer pleasure for me to be here today. Thank you for hosting me. Appreciate
So
it.
kind of you. Thank you so much.
And let the magic go on.
Let the magic go on.